Yo, YouTube, what's crackalackajackasmacin? It's Waffleman with a video, and the NBA 2K League draft is happening in New York, only a couple days away, I believe April 4th, and a lot of these people are going to be using their builds they use in the 2K Combine. But it's real interesting to see that 2K, I still can't believe that 2K did not allow the lockdown defender to be a part of the 2K League. Now, you do have the sharpshooting defender, you do have the slashing defender, but I feel like the slashing defender's slashing abilities, like I've said before, is not to a point to where you should not even make a slashing defender. You should just make a pure lockdown at that point, because the lockdown's ability to slash is still comparable to the slashing defenders. Of course, you don't have the badges, but your defense is so great and the athleticism is almost completely the same. So you just might as well make a pure lockdown defender. Plus the fact that you have the Hall of Fame badges there, even though the 2K League might be regulated to where you have everyone having the same badge, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be able to erase all of your opponent's badges as a pure lockdown defender. And then you look at the sharpshooting defender, which is a cool build because you can shoot and you will spread the flow out with your 75 to 78 3-point shot along with the sharpshooting badges. But guess what? That defense isn't that great compared to a lockdown or even a slashing defender. So that defense is not even that great. And I'm looking at the sharpshooting defender's defense, and I'm like, you know, you might as well probably make a pure sharpshooter or make a sharpshooting shot creator or a shot creating sharpshooter at that point, because the defense might not even be that great to even make the excuse to even make a sharpshooting defender. So the fact that 2K didn't allow lockdowns to be in the league proves one thing: the lockdown defender is a very, very important build. It's a great build in the game. It's actually an overpowered build. If you're a top tier player, and if you go on NBA2KLabs.com, the builds that they say they do not recommend is a lockdown defender unless you are a top tier player, which is true. Because for a lockdown defender, you really got to have the impact on the defensive end, because once you go to offense, you're going to really be able, you need to show your skills on the offensive end. You need to be able to move without the ball, set up ball screens, set screens, and be able to understand what your abilities are on the offense, because your offense obviously isn't as great as many other builds in the game, and it isn't even as great as your defense. So if you got the defensive impact, getting multiple steals, great help defense, great shot defense, you know, blocks and stuff like that, poke balls and tip passes, that's having a defensive presence, man. Bringing double teams when it's needed, you know, helping people in the paint, grabbing rebounds, all that stuff is great on the defensive end. And of course, offensive end, like I said, you're not going to be as great as the impact on the defensive end. So that's why you need to be a top tier player to really be able to use a lockdown defender. But that doesn't mean 2K should exclude the lockdown defender from the E-League. I think in the future, 2K should really add it back, and especially not just the lockdown defender, because out of all the builds in the 2K League, or at least that was played in the 2K Combine, there were only 2 pure builds, man. I understand that they didn't allow some dual archetypes, because you could have people using rebounding slashers or rebounding sharpshooters. Just stop it. Stop. A rebounding sharpshooter? That was one of the worst. Like, why would you make a rebounding sharpshooter at the shooting guard? It makes no sense. I understand why they would not allow that, because it's just foolishness. But a lockdown defender would make sense. Good build, 99 steal, 99 block, Hall of Fame badges, you know, defensive anchor. And let's talk about defensive anchor, right? 2K allowed the lockdown defenders and the playmakers this year to get floor general and defensive anchor once you reached a 91 overall. Notice how the 2K Combine maxed your builds at 90 overall. Now you could say that it's a nice even number, 90 overall. Some people didn't even get to pass 90 or 91 or 92 overall, so you might as well make it 90 overall, so it's an even playing field. Any max cap would have been an even playing field, but they chose 90 because you have the pure rim protector, which they kind of need to have a pure rim protector. They chose to have the pure rim protector there. So a pure rim protector at 91 overall gets defensive anchor. So that team that has a pure rim protector would get, probably people might say, an unfair advantage on their team, because their team is defensive abilities, even though it's probably not that much, it's still a difference, and the other team still has the advantage. So that's probably why they kept the cap at 90 overall, and it's probably why they don't allow builds like the playmaker or even the lockdown defender in it, because they know those builds are still pretty good. Listen, man, a lot of people don't use a pure playmaker. There's not a lot of people that have pure playmakers, but in the right hands, and that's why I say I'm not a great pure playmaker, but I'm still having fun and I'm still winning games with this pure playmaker and still doing what I'm supposed to do, which is facilitate the ball. But a guy that actually knows how to dribble properly, a person that actually can do, like I said, all these bunch of dribble moves, can speed boost properly, you know what I'm saying? A person like that will be able to use a pure playmaker with that 99 speed with ball, the 99 ball control, and be able to properly dominate, especially if you know your shot. If you know your shot with a pure playmaker and you can dribble like the best of the best, you think anyone, listen, pure playmakers, playmaking slashers, slashing playmakers, those builds are hard to guard because of their speed with ball and their dribble moves. Now, if you're telling me the best player ever to be able to dribble is going to be using a pure playmaker, that could be a wrap right there, because they know what they're doing as a pure playmaker. So I think 2K should have allowed the lockdown defender, man. And there's a number of pure builds that they don't allow, like the pure slasher, the pure athletic, the pure post scorer, the pure shot creator. And it's basically because these builds are breaking the game. They're game breakers. Just like the pure sharpshooter is a game breaker, a pure shot creator with 99 shot mid, 99 off dribble mid, and Hall of Fame mid-range badges? Are you crazy? I'm actually looking forward to making a pure shot creator, because that just sounds cheese. Even though the playmaking shot creator is as great as it is, a pure shot creator in the right person's hands could be also unstoppable. And a pure lockdown defender is cheese, because there was plenty of games where I've been playing over the past couple of days and I'm just literally ripping niggas, man. Like, people are getting ripped, they're getting blocked, I'm up the court, I'm on the fast break, stealing the ball and getting the dunk. I mean, it's crazy what a lockdown defender can do in the right hands, man. But unfortunately, this year in the 2K League, 2K will not have the lockdown defenders and a number of pure builds in this league. They should have said this in October, man. They should have said this in September. They basically should have said pure builds, these pure builds will not be in the league because they're breaking the game, or they're very, very overpowered. Because, you know, like I said, my favorite builds in this 2K so far that I've made is the lockdown defender, athletic finisher, and playmaking shot creator. Those are my top 3 builds I have in this game so far. And 2 of the 3 of those builds are pure builds. There's a reason, and I've always said I've loved using my pure playmaker because he's a fun build to use, man. So those are my top probably 4 builds, and even if you say top 5 builds, well, then you add the pure sharpshooter, which is definitely needed on almost a lot of pro-am teams, which is probably going to have a pure sharpshooter. So that's 4 of the 5 builds are pure builds. And then if you add my pure rim protector, I literally have like probably 5 pure builds. And they're all great in their own aspects. I still like my slashing shot creator, but he's ass sometimes. And my freaking shot creating post scorer, it's meh. So at best, the pure builds really are dominant in this game, man, because they have a max cap at 99. So I think that's why 2K decided not to have, or at least the 2K League decided not to have a lot of these pure builds in it, because these pure builds, I mean, 99 stats are usually not present in these type of competitions, man. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section, man. I think the lockdown defender was great because of how great it is, man. I mean, they're not letting lockdown shine, man. I would like to see a lockdown team, and there's plenty of teams in the NBA right now. I mean, Rudy Gobert is a pure rim protector, which they do have pure rim protector in the 2K League. But Rudy Gobert is leading that Jazz team. A lot of people say Donovan Mitchell, but Rudy Gobert is a big part, and he's basically a pure rim protector. And think about the Oklahoma City Thunder. For years at the 2 spot, they've had Dabo Sefolosha, Andre Roberson, 2 of the worst people that can shoot in years. But why they're starting and why they're on the court is because of their defense. And finally, they got Corey Brewer, who can also play defense. He's basically a sharp shooting defender. So it's about damn time the Thunder finally got a 2 guard that can shoot. But there are NBA teams in the league that have lockdown defenders in their lineup. Their starting lineup. Think of Frank Ntilikina in the Knicks, man. He's a lockdown defender. He's still developing a shot, but he's a lockdown defender right now, man. It's needed, and it's honestly fun to watch people get locked down, man. It really is, man. But anyways, man, like I said, leave a like for more. I'm out for now. Peace.